Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
November 4th is here. That means one day before the election now. One day. Tomorrow's the day. If you haven't voted through early voting, mail-in ballots, a nice drop box that's in the neighborhood or not in the neighborhood, then tomorrow's your day.
Unless you're in Georgia where, you got the judge extending the deadline to drop off your absentee ballot. That's
bizarre.
Georgia, what are you
just
doing?
Bizarre. There's a great article on the Blaze that I wanted to share with you in case you haven't seen it yet. But this was signed by all the managers, all the executives here at the Blaze, and the headline is "Vote Like Your Life and the Republic Depend on It," because they do. Really true. Goes on to say, you hear it every 4 years. This election is the most consequential, important, momentous of our lifetime, to the point that it's practically a cliche now. But this year, it's true, and everyone knows it. With just days before the election, now just one day, if you're on the fence or lukewarm about Donald Trump and J.D. Vance, if you're considering voting for a third-party candidate, or you know somebody who is, and especially if you're thinking about not voting at all, please take a few moments to read this, or in this case, listen to this. Do not be deterred by dirty tricks or misinformation. Don't believe the hype. Above all, do not despair. It hardly seems possible that voters are undecided about Trump after nearly a decade. It's more understandable that some Republican voters struggle to get past Trump's brash and bombastic personality. Some conservatives look at Trump and say, no, I just can't. He's not a decent man. He's not a godly man. Let's concede that Trump is far from perfect. Let's even allow that his first term was marked by several missteps, unforced errors, and terrible decisions, culminating with the COVID-19 disaster in 2020. Despite whatever he did that you didn't like, Trump was arguably the most successful Republican president since Ronald Reagan, shepherding tax cuts that boosted economic growth, slashing illegal immigration, renegotiating trade deals to America's advantage, and checking our foreign enemies. Nobody can say for certain what a Trump term would look like. A second one. What is certain is that Kamala Harris and Tim Walz will be a disaster for the country. No question about it. Not only would Harris and Walz continue the policies of the past 4 Biden-Harris years, they would make them worse. The only question is how much worse. Harris and Walz guarantee the southern border will remain wide open to millions of unvetted illegal aliens from around the world. Some are gangsters from Venezuela, known terrorists from Syria, Yemen, and Iran, and tens of thousands of military-age men from China, traveling alone without ID. Harris and Walz will quickly pave a path to voting for millions of illegal aliens already in our country in an open attempt to create a one-party state in America. Harris and Walz guarantee domestic economic stagnation and decline by pushing the Green New Deal and crippling regulations while sending hundreds of billions of dollars, much of it borrowed money, to prop up corrupt foreign regimes and wage wars that weaken America's standing abroad. Harris and Walz guarantee more lawfare against political opponents, more federal prosecutions of grandmothers praying in front of abortion clinics, and more censorship in the guise of combating misinformation, disinformation, and hate speech. They will continue the unprecedented efforts of the Biden-Harris administration to use the power of the federal government to censor and punish private media companies like Blaze Media that publish content they don't like. With Democratic House and Senate majorities, Harris and Walz guarantee an end to the filibuster, a packed Supreme Court, legislation to enshrine Roe v. Wade, the right of boys and men to encroach on girls' and women's sports and spaces, and more. Don't get cocky or complacent. Vote anyway. Make sure your friends and family do too. If you're a pro-life voter disappointed with Trump's weakness on abortion, from rejecting a national ban to regulating the morning after pill, Harris is clearly not your candidate. Now is not the time for purity tests. Too much is at stake. Reagan often told his staff, I'd rather get 80% of what I want than go over the cliff with my flags flying. Trump and Vance are better than 80% of what conservative and pro-life voters say they want. Harris and Walz are less than zero. Guaranteed. We don't vote to determine who's a saint and who's a sinner. That judgment is up to God. We vote for whoever is best for the job. So vote. Vote your conscience, but also vote your common sense. Vote your values, but remember, you won't necessarily get everything you want all at once or right away, but vote. Do you live in a blue state where Kamala Harris is a lock to win? Vote anyway. Yes, the Electoral College decides the outcome, but the popular vote matters in the court of public opinion. California in 2016 provided Hillary Clinton's margin of victory in the popular vote, as she and her sycophants never tire of reminding us, don't give them the satisfaction. Make your voice heard and your vote count. Do you live in a red state where Donald Trump is likely to run the table? Don't get cocky or complacent. Vote anyway. Make sure your friends and family do too. You live in a swing state? Absolutely vote like your life and your republic depend on it, because they do. And this time, in the next few days, you must get as many people as you can to do it too. Bug all your friends and family. Bug everyone in the book club or chat group. All the complaining and commentary and worry about politics are meaningless if you and everyone you know do not vote on Tuesday. Don't be deterred by dirty tricks or misinformation. Do not hand your ballot over to a stranger with a badge. Do not be obstructed by long lines or foul weather. Do not take no for an answer. Don't believe the hype. Yes, networks like CNN are projecting Harris as the likely winner, but a few months ago, CNN reported that Joe Biden was sharp as a tack. Above all, do not despair. Democrats are going all out. Lawsuits, ballot harvesting, dirty tricks, misinformation. They fight dirty and they fight to win. We fight for our families and for our country. A path to victory always exists, but you need to walk down it. The first step is your vote. I think that sums it up really nicely.
Sure does.
What is in front of us tomorrow?
Yes, sir.
And this was signed by Tyler Carden, CEO of Blaze Media, Gaston Mooney, president of Blaze, Matthew Peterson, editor-in-chief of Blaze Media, and a host of others. So it's really important that we do follow through with all of this, that you get out and vote. And hopefully you've already voted if you live in a place that has early voting. And then you avoid all the lines. You've already got it done, and it's taken care of. But it is so critical this time to make sure that Trump wins by enough that they, no matter what they've got up their sleeve, it doesn't work. And so we're going to need everybody to be able to do that.
And don't forget, to your point about, hey, you live in a red state, Trump's going to easily win, et cetera, et cetera. Don't forget, I think starting the next election cycle in 28, states like Maine, maybe some others, I think, have joined this pact that they're going to just assign their electoral votes to the national popular vote. So, okay.
Oh, yeah.
I guess I'm voting for Maine here in Texas.
Right.
So your vote can affect.
Yeah. If you just want to throw away your constitutional rights
That's so stupid.
As a small state to have a say in the election, go ahead.
Congratulations.
Go ahead. Stupid.
Places like Maine that are allowing voters in other states determining their electoral vote outcome.
Right. It's crazy. It's absolutely nuts. There were some interesting polls that came out over the weekend. The Des Moines Register swears that Kamala Harris is leading in Iowa by 3 points now over Donald Trump, 47-44. Wow. Mm-hmm. So the rival paper in Des Moines, the Iowa Standard, posted this tweet.
Okay, there it is.
Gonna need the it's right there, so I don't need the Jackie glasses. Let's make a deal, Des Moines Register. If Kamala Harris wins Iowa, the Iowa Standard will cease operations. If Donald Trump wins Iowa, Des Moines Register ceases operations. Deal? That's awesome.
Yeah, Hugh Hewitt tweeted out that the new Iowa poll reminds him of the ABC Washington Post poll from Wisconsin in 2020 that had Biden up 17.
Oh, my gosh.
Less than a week before the vote, Biden won Wisconsin by 0.6%. He says
that's pretty close, though. 17 points or 0.6?
Same thing.
Really close.
Such
really
polling
close.
misses so close. Such polling that misses so close to the vote act as genuine voter suppression. Pay zero attention. And he's absolutely right. And I think the New York Times had similar polls this weekend as well. Don't believe them.
Don't believe
One
them.
way or the other, don't believe them, honestly.
Interesting story, too, about mail-in voting. You know, you hear from time to time that other countries don't allow it, and they don't. And then the people who are all in love with mail-in ballots claim that that's some sort of fallacy or fantasy or it's made up. No. Mail-in voting is banned all across the world. Even Ukraine, where...
Wait, I thought that was where...
Right?
We're saving democracy there.
Exactly. Yeah, it's strange. Banned in Ukraine? The bastion of freedom and wonderment? What? Huh. That's weird.
Sure is.
I wonder why it would be banned. Well, in France, it was banned in 1975 due to fraud. Weird.
Huh.
What?
Whoa. Are you allowed to even say that word? I don't even care if you're talking about another country's election.
They banned it in Mexico in 1992 due to fraud.
Again, we are using the word.
I know. I apologize. I don't know where this... In Belgium in 2018...
Don't you dare.
They banned mail-in voting. Well, it was due to fraud. But Sweden just doesn't permit it at all. They don't really say why. They just don't permit it. Italy does not permit mail-in voting. Ukraine does not permit mail-in voting.
We're not a serious country.
Russia, Japan, no Middle Eastern country. I mean, very few nations on earth permit mail-in ballots. Why? Because it's so hard to keep fraud out of it. That's why.
Yeah. And that's the other thing about these polls that are now coming out here right before the election, and also big money getting dumped into the betting markets that are making it the odds much closer for Kamala.
Yeah.
They got to make it believable because Democrats are going to cheat. It's not if they're going to cheat. It's just if they're going to get away with it. And that's another reason to get out and vote, to make it more difficult for them to find these magical votes that come in at the 11th hour in places like Michigan. But now if you have polls that say, oh my gosh, I guess the Des Moines Register wasn't an outlier after all. It was the actual temperature of the room. They've got a plausible case for the casual observer that isn't paying attention to this every day like you.
The Iowa Standard must have a pretty good indication that there's no way Kamala Harris is going to win Iowa. If they're challenging to shut down their operations, if they're wrong, jeez. So that's fascinating.
Yeah.
Our own Steve Baker has been chronicling the disaster in North Carolina, though. It's tough enough to get out to vote, and then you've got the catastrophic storm that happened there.
Yeah.
Jeez. So the Biden-Harris FEMA team almost completely absent around the area. And if you can, please donate through Mercury One, where mercury1.org. All your donation, every penny of it, goes to help people involved in this hurricane. No matter what you donate to during the course of a year to Mercury One, all of your money goes to where you have expected it to go. Because, as we've mentioned, all the administration and all that stuff is taken care of with the gala we just had last weekend. So if you can donate, if you're able, I mean, they've absolutely been destroyed in that area. Plus, tornadoes hit Oklahoma this weekend, too. So a lot of people need help right now. Steve showed up at a polling place over the weekend and chatted with a Democrat poll worker in North Carolina.
I'm helping out with the Democrats.
Right.
Yeah.
I see that.
I'm a greeter.
You're a greeter. So you've had an interesting experience with FEMA.
Well,
Let's
it's
start
been-
with that. Tell me what happened when you applied for assistance from FEMA.
I found that a lot of the people that were assisting were not properly informed and gave out inaccurate information. I knew going into it that there might be a problem if it's your secondary home, but I thought, since it was a total wash, we lost our entire house. It washed down the river, a lot of 3-hour wait on the phone and talking to some pretty rude people. The first application I had, they had spelled my name wrong, they had the address wrong, they had my email wrong.
Did you even get your $750?
I haven't got anything yet. I don't want to believe it because I'm a Democrat, and I don't want to believe that, you can't depend on FEMA because I know there's people getting help. And I know I probably will eventually get help, but the process has been cumbersome and just it makes you want to give up.
Just to shift gears real quick, since you're working here at a polling place, what are you doing here?
I'm helping out with the Democrats.
Right.
Yeah.
I see that.
I'm a greeter.
You're a greeter. What are you seeing here this time that's different from previous election cycles?
I'm kind of just discouraged to see in Henderson County the number of Latinos and young people that are voting for the Republicans.
Wow.
And I can tell that by
Good.
which voter guide they accept and which one they don't accept. And
Right.
I'd say a lot of Latinos are voting for Trump, and I don't get it.
What about the youth vote? That seems
I
to
see
be,
a lot of young
What
people
does it
that
take?
are voting for Trump, and I don't get it.
and that I've been seeing that at the various polling locations I've been to today as well.
I think they must be influenced by their family members, and they
Yeah.
haven't formed an educated opinion yet.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
There's your Democrat on the ground in North Carolina.
As she just outlined all the problems that they're experiencing with something that they shouldn't be going through right now. They should have help. They've been promised help. We've been told, FEMA's all over this situation. They've done a great job. They're on it like white on rice. Are you kidding me? They're all over the place. And then you're wondering why people would vote the other way? It's not just this catastrophe. It's the whole 4 years have been a catastrophe. And everybody knows it. It's just a matter of who they're going to blame it on. Are you going to blame it on Trump, who hasn't even been in office? Or are you going to blame Kamala Harris and Joe Biden? Jeez, incredible. I mean, it's incredible. Well, this is it. The final moments before the 2024 presidential election, and Blaze TV has given you a front row seat to every crucial moment as it happens. Not just election night, but a live, unfiltered look at the truth. Different from the mainstream media's scripted takes. Blaze TV is pulling out all the stops for election night with Megyn Kelly, Liz Wheeler, Glenn, Steve Deace, Stu Burguiere, and more conservative media heavyweights. We're going to break down each development, fact check in real time, and provide insightful analysis that you won't get anywhere else. Alongside these top commentators, Blaze TV's correspondents will be live on the ground in key battleground states, capturing the atmosphere and gathering firsthand accounts from people directly impacted by this election. Expect raw, unfiltered perspectives that dive deeper than the numbers alone. Go to blazeelection.com/Pat. Get our biggest discount ever, $47 off your Blaze TV Plus annual subscription. $47 now. You'll unlock access to our full library of exclusive content, events like election night, and real-time engagement with Blaze TV hosts. Totally unfiltered. That's blazeelection.com/Pat.
Pat Gray is unleashed.
Meanwhile, the lies continue from the left. Mainstream media was out saying Donald Trump wants Lynn Cheney brought before a firing squad.
This is so stupid.
Oh, God. They give it up. Jumping on board with that narrative
Oh, gosh.
was Jonah Goldberg, who was on CNN to talk about it.
I don't think you even need to call it fired upon. He's saying quite explicitly and unambiguously that Liz Cheney should be shot, should be executed by firing squad.
What?
That is appalling. It is
the hell is the matter with you?
Of the reasons why he's unfit for office, and the Republican Party has made a disastrous mistake renominating him.
Yes.
All that said, since we're here for the punditry,
wow. Oh my gosh.
I don't know what this gets him. Right? If his problem is freaking out suburban women who don't like the chaos, don't like the violent rhetoric and all that kind of stuff.
This is a guy who knows
better. That's just not a great
Come on, he's lost
argument.
his way.
Let's execute a political opponent who happens to be a woman. Clearly, I don't like her.
Clearly. Okay, I can't even listen to him anymore. That is just, it's one lie after another. It's just babbling nonsense. Even Bill Maher saw through this garbage. Bill freaking Maher! Jonah, are you serious? Here's what Trump accused her of. Seeking to go to war.
We have the clip.
We do have it?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Check this out for yourself. You tell me.
And I don't blame him for sticking with his daughter, but his daughter is a very dumb individual, very dumb. She's a radical war hawk. Let's put her with a rifle standing there with 9 barrels shooting at her, okay? Let's see how she feels about it. When the guns are trained on her face. They're all war hawks when they're sitting in Washington in a nice building saying, oh, gee, let's send 10,000 troops right into the mouth of the enemy. But she's a stupid person.
When it's not their kid, absolutely.
Yeah. What he's saying is she's never faced guns in her face. She's never been fired at. She's never been to war, and yet she's totally committed to sending your kids into war, to continuing the bloodshed in Ukraine.
He never said execute. He never said firing squad.
Come on.
So
it's just so ridiculous. It's asinine. And even Bill Maher understood the context of what the guy was saying. But Jonah Goldberg can't?
Oh, he
can't get that?
He got there, but of course not until after he was on the air and took to Twitter.
All right. And here it is. Here's Jonah Goldberg quickly. Oh, he tweeted this out? All right. I'm going to need...
Oh, now you need the Jackie glasses.
The Jackie glasses.
Okay. All right.
I was sensing that there was going to come a moment, and it has come. I need to make a statement, Goldberg said. This morning, on CNN, I referred to Trump's rifles quote as him advocating a firing squad for Liz Cheney. I was reacting in haste to what were objectively appalling and irresponsible comments that had been framed in the setup piece in the context of previous statements Trump made about shooting protesters and having generals executed.
So
still,
your network lied to you, Jonah. Okay, that's what he's saying.
Still, I was wrong to say he was calling for a firing squad execution. After I said that, my co-panelist Brad Todd made the case that I was wrong. Brad was right, and again, I was wrong.
All right, Jonah should have stopped right there.
Yes, he should have.
But no, he didn't.
I regret the initial comment because it was inaccurate and contributed to the kind of overheated environment Trump thrives on. Oh my gosh, they've been doing nothing but call this guy Hitler and a Nazi.
Jonah couldn't help himself.
Trump's words were bad enough, but it's worth noting that a lot of the criticism about my inaccuracy is itself somewhat inaccurate.
Oh my gosh,
or at least incomplete given my correction.
Well, please stop.
Shared it all.
Stop.
Jonah. Man.
Agonizing. Just own it, bro.
Yeah.
You were wrong.
Yeah, I screwed up.
The end.
I screwed up. But his hatred for Trump has gotten in the way of his ability to do a good job on the air. It's a shame. It's really too bad.
Yeah, but then we have the other... Did I give you the other reporter, though? Because you remember, you just said that...
still telling the lie?
Yeah, because, even Bill Maher saw through this.
Yeah.
This next clip is from yesterday afternoon. This Trump comment was early on Friday, maybe Thursday night, and everybody in the world knew that this was a lie until Sunday afternoon when the CNN reporter... You got to play this clip.
Because this kind of rhetoric, this violent rhetoric that Donald Trump has been using, including when he referred to Liz Cheney just a couple of days ago, saying that maybe they should line her up and shoot some barrels at her.
Shoot some barrels at her?
At her.
All right.
We're playing Donkey Kong now. I mean, just stop it with your agenda garbage. Ugh,
so bad.
People suck.
So bad. But I feel like, and I hope this is true, I feel like it's going to backfire on him. Hopefully people are going to, recoil from all this garbage. They know he's not saying the things they're accusing him of. Most reasonable people know, right?
Yep.
But back to CNN over the weekend.
This is good.
Where the duality that is Kamala Harris was exposed in a big way on the issue of, I like this a lot. This is great. Because she's in Pennsylvania and says one thing. She's in Michigan and says quite another.
Mm-hmm. Tonight, mixed messages. A K-file investigation this hour finds Kamala Harris is targeting crucial battleground voters with vastly different messages on Gaza and Israel. This ad is running in Michigan, which has the largest Arab population in America.
What has happened in Gaza over the past 9 months is devastating. We cannot allow ourselves to become numb to the suffering, and I will not be silent.
Oh, okay.
All right, well, it's a very different story for an ad in Pennsylvania targeting Jewish voters.
Is it?
Let me be clear. I will always stand up for Israel's right to defend itself, and I will always ensure Israel has the ability to defend itself,
CNN.
because the people of Israel must never again face the horror that a terrorist organization called Hamas caused on October 7.
Wow.
Different message. Andrew Kaczynski is out front now. So, Andrew, those obviously do sound starkly different, to say the least. Tell me more about what you found.
Yeah, that's right. And this really illustrates the sort of fine line that the Harris campaign is trying to walk here in the closing weeks, closing days of this campaign on the issue of Israel. Here you have two entirely different constituencies, and they are getting two entirely different messages. There are often times these constituencies have very opposing views on this. If you are a Jewish person in Pennsylvania, you saw that ad that you're getting. You are getting that ad that talks about how strong she is in Israel. If you're a Muslim voter in Michigan, you are getting that ad on Facebook that's talking about how she won't be silent on the issue of Gaza. Now, what's really interesting here is that ad that we just played, the one that's going to Jewish voters in Pennsylvania. Now, it sort of sounds like those two clips of her talking about Israel are together, but they actually cut part of it out. Take a listen to what they cut.
What has happened in Gaza over the past 10 months is devastating. President Biden and I are working to end this war such that Israel is secure, the hostages are released, the suffering in Gaza ends, and the Palestinian people can realize their right to dignity, security, freedom, and self-determination.
Wow. Wow.
And you've seen, too, that they cut out that portion of the ad where they talked about Gaza from her DNC speech. Those two parts were together. They sliced them. They cut that part out. Now, look, she's also getting hammered a lot on this issue by Republicans. We talked just a couple days ago about how those robocalls were airing in Wisconsin that are made to sound like they're in support of Jill Stein, talking about her position on Gaza, saying that they're highlighting her pro-Israel position, and they're sort of trying to siphon those votes away from her. So this is a really delicate issue for her.
Oh, it certainly is. I mean, the Palestinian people can realize their right to dignity, security, freedom, and self-determination are being cut out. It's important to notice that.
Yeah. Wow.
Aaron Burnett and CNN spending over 3 minutes.
How about that?
Dissecting
on a negative spin on Kamala Harris.
Okay.
Incredible.
That is.
But as always, she wants to have it both ways. She wants to have it that she's an ardent supporter of Israel and their right to self-defense. And on the other hand, no, this Holocaust that's happening in the Gaza Strip must stop. And I'm trying desperately to stop it. Stop those mean, dastardly Israelis. Wow. Duality indeed. What a hideous woman she is. You want this Want this person as our leader for the next 4 years? I hope not, America. 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Thanks for joining us. Fabulous Monday, where we got the full week spread out before us. Isn't it exciting? I got some tweets here to share, too. From Brett S. Time to change the studio clock. Yeah, I don't know that anybody understands that concept or how exactly it's done. Chris, do you have access? Is that possible?
Sure.
Oh, well, that one is, right? Now it's right. Oh.
Oh, wait, what happened?
So somebody knew they were going to get called out on the carpet. Someone knew and actually fixed it during the break.
That's a problem.
All right. Good job. Okay. So now we're back to standard time. Which
For
is
a second,
where
we were 11:30 something. I was like, ooh, that's too much time.
Yeah, too much time. But we should stay at standard time. There's absolutely no reason to ever change this again. No reason. Please stop. Just stop. From Chuck Shazam Bartowski, you can also commit injustice by doing nothing. Marcus Aurelius.
Oh, wow.
Now get off your duff and go vote.
Yeah, but who was that guy?
Marcus Aurelius? Yeah, just a nobody. Unrepentant thought criminal. I've been bugging almost everybody at my church to get out and vote. Choir practice tonight is going to be a bit uncomfortable for any of my brothers and sisters who haven't voted yet. Sons of Thunder 44. I know voting for Trump in New York is futile. No, it's not. No, it is not. But that didn't stop me from casting my ballot for Trump last Saturday during the last day of early voting.
Let's go.
No, because the popular vote is going to be so critical. We don't want to hear them whining about that for the next 4 years. Well, she won the popular vote. This is a democracy. Why are we circumventing democracy? She should be the president. We can't let that happen.
Remember when Lee Zeldin ran for governor 2 years ago? And I think we did the math on this, that he was close enough that if there hadn't been a mass exodus from his state, New York, to places like Florida, then Lee may have won the governorship. So I'm not saying Trump's not going to win New York. I've told you my dream scenario is that Trump wins New York and the presidency, but loses Texas, to point out how obvious there was voter fraud here, and let's fix this once and for all.
Yeah, because New York's that's not a place they're going to be focused on. They're going to think that's in the bag. They don't have to cheat there, right? That's the theory.
The hope. Yeah,
the going theory.
Those resources are in many other states.
It's just that I would hate to see Ted Cruz go down with that, with a Democrat landslide in Texas. That would be awful. That would be awful. I mean, if you watch any sort of videos or television or anything, and you happen to be in Texas, you are just inundated with this Colin Allred garbage. And his platoon of emergency room nurses and doctors who are female, who are saying that women's lives are in danger if you vote for Ted Cruz.
That is their issue.
Oh my gosh!
Think about all of the things happening in our country and in our world, and that is the common denominator in all of these Democrat ads. But remember, it all boils down Democrats and of course Kamala specifically.
That's exactly right.
Vote Harris if you want to kill more babies, but if cheaper groceries, and that's your priority, vote Trump.
I mean, it can't be that simple, really, because that is what they're hammering. I mean, just absolutely hammering it. Sons of Thunder 44 tweets. I read that one. The seventh nugget. I don't even believe sports scores in the Des Moines Register.
Awesome.
Okay. So apparently a little leery on Kamala leading by 4 points or whatever it is. Kenneth Parker, mail-in ballots not in Europe. I don't hear the liberal mating calls of in Europe. No, they don't seem to be jumping on that one.
Mating call. Yes.
In Europe, they don't have mail-in voting. Yeah, you don't hear that.
A liberal meeting call.
So great.
It is.
So Kamala had a lot of politicians and celebrities out campaigning for her over the weekend. One of those is not Mark Cuban, however. Apparently, he's been asked to maybe not speak on Kamala's behalf anymore in the closing days here after his comment about Trump's women last week. But New York Governor Kathy Hochul is out, and she's telling Republicans they're anti-American.
Wow.
It gave me a chance to tie the Republicans running in these seats, the incumbents, closer to Donald Trump and remind everybody if you're voting for these Republicans in New York, you are voting for someone who supports Donald Trump, and you're anti-woman, you're anti-abortion, and basically you're anti-American because you have just trashed American values and what our country is all about
Our country is all about killing babies to you? Really, Kathy? Is that what our country is all about? And there's the problem, right? That is exactly the problem. This death cult is all about that. That's the only thing they care about right now, is the ability to continue to slaughter American babies. 64 million since 1973 isn't nearly enough. They've got to add 1 million or more to that every year. It's unconscionable. It's really despicable and evil. It's evil. That if you are pro-life, then you're un-American? Wow. And of course, then there's Joe Biden. He's out there wanting to slap Trump's buttocks. Here's what he has to say. He's serious.
These are the kind of guys you like to smack in the ass. You like to smack in the ass.
Wow. That guy's got problems. That guy's got problems.
What a weird expression, first of all. Secondly, this violent rhetoric is okay.
Thank you.
It's okay. Nobody's covering that at all. You're talking about smacking your opponent. I don't care what part of his body. It's not okay.
Right.
But that's it's perfectly fine in the eyes of the mainstream media. Nobody's talking about that today. With his gritted teeth? Jeez.
Yeah.
But these are uniters, right? These are the people who are uniting the country.
And I read story after story over the weekend of Harris supporters either taking property, like MAGA hats off of Trump supporters or hitting Trump supporters that were wearing it. And
being violent?
Yeah,
Yes.
being violent, Pat.
Yep.
Being violent.
Cardi B was ready to endorse Kamala Harris, but apparently she couldn't do it without a teleprompter.
Oh, gosh. This is bad. So bad.
1 second, guys. 1 second.
Okay. What? Yeah? Hello?
This is where you speak.
Okay. So I don't take lightly the call.
The teleprompter's not.
I'm a little nervous.
Yeah,
I'm a little nervous, guys. I've been waiting for this moment this whole life. My whole life.
Have you?
Sure.
Then you should be ready.
Okay. Go ahead and just speak it off the cuff.
I need patience over here.
She needs patience.
Patience, where are you, girl?
Like that's a woman named Patience.
I need patience over here.
Oh my gosh. She can't just
This is
say
painful.
vote for Kamala Harris.
Oh my gosh.
Just say it. Just say vote for Kamala Harris.
Hold on. How you guys doing tonight?
Oh my gosh.
It's a little late for that, okay?
How you guys doing tonight? Are we ready to make history?
You could have just said this.
Are we ready to make history?
No.
So just say vote for Kamala
Are we ready to
Harris.
change these 4 years? No. Are we ready to change the next 8 years? Because we're going to make sure we have Kamala Harris in office for 8 years.
All right, that should be it, right?
Thank you.
So then she goes on to read the actual what would have been on the teleprompter off of that phone.
Wow.
So bad. And you know what?
That was painful to watch.
I have a new theory. I had been thinking, wow, you are dumb, which Cardi B is. But I think that if she's going to get paid by the campaign to be up there, she probably has to read verbatim, right? Is that what we're thinking? I got to read this verbatim or they're not going to write the check for me.
That could be.
And what?
It could also be that she's too stupid to just do the endorsement on her own. She can't handle it.
Not handle it. But they are dragging out every celebrity.
Oh, they are.
They've got so much money.
Jeez.
And they can spend it on these celebrities. Either that or these celebrities are all, trading in their hopeful immunity from whatever.
Well, they're all whores.
Well, whatever they've got on them with Diddy.
Yeah. Yes. I love how they whore themselves out for this, though, because apparently they are being paid. Mm-hmm. I'm hearing that everywhere now. Yep. I don't know that I've seen anybody with an actual receipt, but I absolutely 100% believe it.
Yeah,
they're giving these guys $5-10 million just to endorse because they've got all this money. They have over $1 billion to spend on this. Why wouldn't you?
And
why wouldn't you?
You get celebrity after celebrity. These powerful people that get up there.
Yep.
For whatever reason, they have influence. But yet it's Donald Trump that has all the rich cronies. He's the crazy out of touch one who's in bed with all the powerful people of the world. Shut up.
Well, they got John Bon Jovi. I'm sure this just came from John's heart, what he had to say.
Listen.
You say we gotta hold on to what we got.
Oh, no.
Doesn't make a difference if we make it or not.
What?
We got each other.
Happened.
That's a lot for love.
So he used to could sing, right?
Yeah.
Give
Well.
it a shot.
Oh, man.
Oh, no. No, don't let them sing. That's not better.
Take my hand, make it, I swear.
That's a drunk guy at 2 a.m.
with
doing
him?
karaoke. That's what that is.
Oh, my gosh, that's bad.
Put in Bon Jovi on the karaoke. I got this.
I thought this was bad.
Although I'll keep my social
This is just what he sounds like now.
This world needs his hug.
Until we find the vaccination, there's no substitute for love. So love yourself and love your family.
Here we go.
Love your neighbor and your friend.
Come back, John.
Time we loved a stranger, but just a friend you ain't met yet.
That's just what he sounds like now.
You say we gotta
No, he sounded better in that.
Wow.
We got
Oh,
doesn't make a difference if we make it or
I'm telling you.
Wow.
This is a
Wow.
drunk guy at 2 a.m. doing
Yeah, it's
karaoke
very
to Bon Jovi.
for love.
That's just sad. I mean, I've never been a huge Bon Jovi fan, but he was better than that. Come on. What is the deal?
He knows his song, right?
Take my hand,
I don't think so.
make it, I swear.
Oh, my goodness.
He just made a 12-syllable word out of swear. Jeez.
Awesome.
All right, let me tell you about Miracle Made. Traditional bed sheets can harbor bacteria. More, in fact, than a toilet seat. It's just a nasty statistic. And that buildup can lead to all kinds of things and just make you uncomfortable and miserable. Miracle Made has a solution. Their line of self-cleaning antibacterial bedding, like sheets, pillowcases, comforters, they prevent up to 99.7% of bacterial growth and require up to 3 times less laundry. Miracle Made sheets use NASA-inspired silver-infused fabric to keep you cool all night long, no matter the weather. These sheets are thermoregulating. They give you great protection, uninterrupted sleep every single night. Plus, they're self-cleaning. The silver infusion prevents bacteria from growing. So that means no more nasty odors and all the stuff that comes with that. And you'll have to do laundry like 3 times less than you normally do. Comfort and quality are top-notch, too. You get that luxury feel without the high price tag. Miracle sheets are soft, if not softer, than the 5-star hotel sheets. And they're designed with your skin in mind, helping you keep it clean and reducing breakouts from bacterial buildup. Go to trymiracle.com/Pat to try Miracle Made sheets today. Use the promo code PAT and save over 40%. Get 3 free towels and enjoy a 30-day money-back guarantee. Again, that's trymiracle.com/Pat.
Now, more of Pat Gray Unleashed.
I shows you distance. What this world needs is a hug.
Is that the end of the celebrity line of idiots that we had for Kamala over the weekend?
Doug Emhoff is a celebrity, right?
Isn't he, though?
Right?
Yeah, he is. He is. So he had an unfortunate moment, too.
What's this?
We saw a leader with a positive, inclusive vision of America.
Wait, play that again? Wait, I had something in my ear. Play that again. I didn't hear. Play it again.
We saw a leader with a positive, inclusive vision of America.
With a positive, inclusive vision of America?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
That happened to me in high school. Reading in front of the class.
Yeah.
Good stuff. But that's not the only clip we have of Doug Emhoff. I understand we have another clip, him saying something unfortunate over the weekend.
Kamala did what Kamala always does. She just put her head down and she went to work.
Huh. Okay.
Well, then I don't know.
All right. Well, good.
There's any
I don't know why
commentary.
that's problematic.
Is there commentary to add to that?
No, there's no commentary whatsoever on that.
Okay, good.
None.
Kamala did what Kamala always does.
This is what she always
She
does.
just put her head down and she went to work.
Oh, good. Okay. Yeah.
And you too can run for president.
That's great. She's been doing that a long while, actually, apparently. Putting her head down and going to work. That's great.
A case can be made. That's why
Yeah.
she is relevant in our world today for at least the next 24 hours.
Yep. So last week there was a positive-looking jobs report, and J.D. Vance explained it.
Got a little harder because it turns out yesterday that while Kamala Harris has been going around the country bragging about how good the economy is, it turns out that the American economy last month lost 28,000 private sector jobs. The American economy last month lost 46,000 American manufacturing jobs. Now, it's interesting, though. If you read the jobs report, just the top line, it says the American economy gained 12,000 jobs. You know what that means?
Government.
All government.
Yep.
We created more government jobs than we did lose private sector jobs.
Plus, they're going to
And that
revise
is,
it
in
and make
some
it
ways,
worse anyway.
The Kamala Harris economy
like they
in a
always
nutshell.
do.
Incredible.
You're paying higher taxes. You're paying higher grocery prices.
Yeah.
You're getting worse jobs with lower wages, but
Sure.
the government bureaucrats who work for Kamala Harris,
They're doing well.
They're doing just fine.
Thank you.
Well, when Donald J. Trump is president, that is going to change. We're going to fire some bureaucrats and make sure we hire American workers at good wages.
That's why they hate these people so much. They hate them so much because they're going to reduce the size of government. And that's the last thing these federal employees want.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
With some tweets, Biden Hunter tweets. Pat just said Blaze Media heavyweights and didn't even mention Jeffy. Yeah, well, that's because we don't abide fat shaming on this show.
What does that mean?
Thank you for providing the requisite response to that.
Yeah.
Powerful, as always. Almost as powerful as if he were actually here. Jeffy's Bikini Atoll tweets, most important election, and Jeffy can't come in on Monday, the day before? I know. Sad. No dedication whatsoever. Jared, Pat, please. Liz may have been fired at before. Look at who her father is. Oh, yeah, well.
You know, I was wondering, there's got to be a Dick Cheney shotgun joke in here.
Yeah, and there it is.
There you go.
And there it is. Mommy and me biscuit. I don't care about the polls. The fact is that I haven't come across anyone in real life who's actually excited to vote for Kamala. Plenty of people are voting for her because they hate Trump, but zero enthusiasm for Kamala. Right. And I think that's really true.
If you've got someone in your world that absolutely, under no circumstance, will vote for Donald Trump. First of all, what are you doing with him in your life? No, but just say to them, hey, there's other options on the ballot. You got Jill Stein, Cornel West. You got that libertarian freak of nature guy, Chase Oliver. You got other options. Go vote for them if you can't vote for Trump.
Exactly.
There you go.
I don't know what to tell you.
If they're not enthusiastic about Kamala,
and who is? Again, that's such a great point. I have never come across the person who is enthusiastically going to vote for Kamala Harris. I mean, you might lead them to the polls, and they might hold their nose while they press the button for her, or check it off, whatever form of voting you have at your particular polling place. But nobody's really thrilled about it. I was just reading over the weekend some article where they claimed the excitement for Kamala to vote for her is out of control right now. What?
Where?
Really?
Where?
I have never seen it. I don't even see it on news reports. Nobody even knows why they're voting for her when you ask them. They have no idea.
Tell us about her accomplishments.
Yeah, well, things suck right now, so I really want them to continue to suck. I like consistency.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, all right. Well, that makes some sense. That makes more sense than their actual answers.
Yeah, I liked Dustin Grage's tweet over the weekend. Quote, "I voted for Kamala Harris so my daughter can kill my grandchild." Is basically mental illness.
That's what it is.
That's their campaign, yes.
Yeah. And that, I mean, again, the Colin Allred commercials are all about that. Have you seen the one with the mother and she's got the high chair there and it's empty?
Yes.
And she lost her baby. So she didn't apparently even want the abortion or something. I don't know. But I guess there was some kind of complication. And so
she left the state.
She left the state to get the abortion. And now you show the empty high chair. Well, yeah, okay, that's because of Ted Cruz? No. What do you... I don't even understand really what you're trying to say there.
Yeah, and also, as this thing comes down to the wire, I'm also concerned that the Pentagon has failed to send enough absentee ballots overseas to our servicemen and women.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's a problem.
That is a problem.
Who do you think they're going to vote for if they could get a ballot?
Which is why... no doubt.
What are you
why,
suggesting, sir?
I'm suggesting the Pentagon's not sending them ballots on purpose. That'd be my suggestion. But over the weekend, Kamala Harris did make an appearance on Saturday Night Live.
I don't know if this is accurate or not, but what you're about to see, I think she rehearsed for this for 3 hours.
Oh, really?
Is that completely accurate? Chris says maybe. Okay. Anyway, and all I could think was, how long is a typical Joe Rogan interview? 3 hours. This woman. Okay.
Here's what happened.
Wow. Well, this is it. The last campaign stop in Pennsylvania. Gosh, I wish I could talk to someone who's been in my shoes, A black South Asian woman running for president, preferably from the Bay Area.
There she is! And look, that's the real one! That's the real Kamala Harris! Right there in the mirror. This is really brilliant. Oh, look how happy and joyful she is. She's all about joy. Oh, wow.
You know the applause light is on right now.
Oh, yeah.
Just blinking wildly at the audience.
Oh, the excitement. Look at that.
You and me both, sister.
She said sister.
Nice to see you, Kamala. It is nice to see you, Kamala. And I'm just here to remind you, you got this. Because you can do something your opponent cannot do. You can open doors.
Wow. That's really funny.
I see what you did there, like to a garbage truck, right?
Yeah. It's so stupid she has to...
I don't really laugh like that, do I? A little bit. Now, Kamala, take my Pamela.
I didn't see what you did.
The American people want to stop the chaos and end the drama with a cool new stepmamala. Kick back in our pajamas and watch a rom Kamala. Like
like Legally Blondula.
Oh,
And
good
start
gosh.
decorating for
this
Christmas.
is
Follow
really,
Mama.
really bad.
Because what do we always say? Keep Kamala and carry on a lot.
Kill me. Just freaking kill me.
We know each other so well, we even finish each other's belief in the promise of America.
Yeah, right.
Now, come on, let's bring it in. I gotta tell myself something over here. Come here.
Oh, wow. Look at Oh, what a moment. What a moment.
I'm gonna vote for us.
Great. Any chance you are registered in Pennsylvania?
No, I am not.
Well, it was worth a shot.
And live from New York and
So how long was that clip? How long was that?
I think the whole
exactly?
bit, well, there was a long bit that preceded that, about 6-7 minutes, but that part right there is 2 minutes and 44 seconds.
They owe Donald Trump the exact same amount of time on NBC tonight. So they have to offer him equal time, and they did.
Oh, right?
Because
really?
they're forced into it. They have to. They tried to circumvent election law by having her on Saturday Night Live at the last minute. Oh, well, we'd love to have you on, Donald, but it'll be after the election because that's when we next air. Well, NBC has to offer him equal time now. So they've done that. Has he accepted?
Is he going to be on
Is he
tonight?
going to be on tonight?
Has to be on NBC Nightly
Oh,
News.
okay. So thank you.
I don't know. I just know that their FCC
And they have to give him
commissioner-
the same amount
They
of
have to
time
give the same
they gave
amount of
her.
time.
Uh-huh.
Last night, NBC gave Trump free election ad air time during the NASCAR.
Oh, it was last night?
Yes,
It already
NASCAR
happened.
NFL broadcast.
Dang.
Here's the ad that Trump decided to send out for the free ad.
Okay.
Hello to our great sports fans, and I hope you're having a fantastic time. We're 2 days away from the most important election in the history of our country. We've got to save our country, and it needs saving. It's in very bad shape. The worst economic numbers in generations were just announced 2 days ago. We're losing jobs. We're losing everything, including viability. We're going to end up in a depression based on what's been happening. We've never seen anything like it, at least for the last 40 years. We have to straighten out our country. We have to close our borders. We have to lower our taxes. We have to get rid of inflation. And we're going to do it. Just remember, Kamala and her friends broke it. I'll fix it. Most important election in the history of our country. Go and vote.
So that wasn't 2 minutes and 44
So they
seconds.
play that twice, I hope? So that was on during the NFL Sunday night game last night.
So he got one free ad.
Yes.
Okay.
That's
now,
what they gave him.
You said something about NASCAR. I just wondered if you misspoke or if he did it twice, maybe. I don't know. I seriously don't know.
Sorry, that was the story that said free election ad during NASCAR, NFL broadcast after. So I guess it did both.
Maybe
the
so they did
NASCAR
twice.
And the
Oh,
NFL
okay.
broadcast.
All right.
Yep.
Well, that's effective.
Yeah.
right?
Okay, good.
That's pretty good.
Good. Nice try,
Yes,
though, with
sorry.
Saturday
It was
Night
the
Live.
Infinity 500.
Yeah, okay.
And then the Minnesota Vikings with the Colts.
Okay, good. All right. Hope it pays off.
Yeah.
If all that looked familiar,
the Kamala,
the Kamala
SNL
in the
sketch?
mirror thing, it was a total ripoff of Donald Trump's appearance on Jimmy Fallon back in 2015 when people still loved him.
She can't do anything
No,
original
she
without
can't.
copying him.
Not a thing. Look at this.
I'm about to go out for my interview with Jimmy Fallon. I'll call you back after I comb my hair. Talk to you in 3 hours. Wow, I look fantastic.
Look at that. Same exact bit. Incredible.
And they didn't take him seriously, and they
No.
loved him.
We look fantastic, and I mean really fantastic.
All right, me, we've got a big interview with Jimmy Fallon coming up. But let's be honest, Fallon's a lightweight. No way he deserves to interview me.
True enough.
The only one qualified to interview me is me.
Me interviewing me, that's what I call a great idea.
Of course it's a great idea. We thought of it.
That's good stuff.
It's good stuff, but a clear ripoff.
Clear ripoff, and they actually had substance. That turned into an interview of Trump talking about what he wanted to do as president, whereas Kamala was talking about, give me your Pamela.
Oh, agonizing. All right. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. We got to get into Peanut the Squirrel.
Yes, we do.
Introduce you to that whole controversy, that catastrophe, that tragedy.
Yeah.
Over the weekend.
Well, and Fred the raccoon. Let's not forget him.
Okay. And Fred the raccoon. We'll get into that coming up.
Doesn't sound sincere at all.
Meantime, we need to save babies from abortion.
Oh.
That definitely is sincere.
That's something to get enraged about.
That's why we're so proud to partner with Preborn, because they're the nation's leader in introducing mothers with unplanned pregnancies to their babies. Once she hears the heartbeat and sees that precious baby inside her, she's twice as likely to choose life. Now, again, 64 million babies' lives are gone because of abortion in this country. It's something like 1.1 billion worldwide since 1973. It's got to stop. And Preborn is there to try to change the hearts and minds of women in crisis. When they're being pressured from all sides to have the abortion, Preborn steps in and shows them the ultrasound. Then they hear the heartbeat, and those two things combined with God's love doubles a baby's chance at life. One ultrasound is just $28. 5 would cost $140. But whatever you could afford would be greatly appreciated. So if you have the means, maybe you could consider even a leadership gift to save babies in a big way. Your tax-deductible donation of $5,000 would sponsor Preborn's entire network for 24 hours, and that would help rescue 200 babies. To donate, dial pound 250, say the keyword baby. That's pound 250, keyword baby, or go to preborn.com/Pat.
Subscribe today at blazetv.com/Pat. Pat Gray Unleashed. We'll be right back.
At Kexi.com, the Boston cream pie cookie is back. And this time, it's even tastier. Plus the sweet potato pie cookie. Oh, gosh, it's so good. So good. Got caramel drizzled on top and stuff. And we still have some. This is going to sell out really fast. Today might be the last day. I don't know. But the chocolate chip pumpkin bread is available now, too. Just got this review from one of our customers. I had 2 loaves of your pumpkin bread. A company from out of state was visiting, and they loved your pumpkin bread. So I said I made it. Oh, wow.
What?
Wow.
Oh, no!
That is just dishonest. Wow. I also served your Kexi cookies, and you got full credit for them. But your pumpkin bread tasted so homemade, I took credit for that. I feel better getting that off my chest. Love all your cookies. Have a great week. Yeah, you're trying to smooth it over now, Michelle.
That is awesome. You rock.
That's great. So go to Kexi.com, KEKSI.com, and you can claim credit for the pumpkin bread if you want. All right, 888-900-3393. Let's go to Brian in South Carolina. Hey, Brian, you're on the Blaze. Welcome.
How you guys doing?
Good. Good, thanks. You really concerned, or you just making small talk?
No,
no.
I had a weird thing happen yesterday.
Okay.
The doorbell rang and went to the door, and he answered it, and it was a guy with a hardcore French accent was at the door.
Yeah.
And all he had were pamphlets for the Democratic Party in his hand. So I just told him, I already voted. I voted the first day of early voting here. And told him to have a good day and close the door. But why can't
We've heard they're doing that. Who is it they invited from Europe? Was it the EU? They've got representatives here, and I think the Kamala campaign or a PAC is paying them to go door to door and do things
It's like foreign influence.
You just noticed. Yeah. Isn't that amazing? That's incredible. And you actually had somebody show up at your house.
Yeah.
Wow.
Why are we letting them do that?
I don't know.
Because we're a stupid country. That's why, Brian.
Seriously, don't know, Brian. Appreciate the call, though. That's really fascinating.
South Carolina, of all places.
Jeez.
You think if you're going to fly overseas to influence another country's election, you would go to a swing state.
You would think. And they're probably there as well. Well, wasn't it 100 officials or something that they brought in?
300, I think.
300?
That I read.
It was hundreds. I know that.
Stupid.
Dave in Ohio. Hey, Dave. Welcome.
Hi. When I was in Korea, back when old man Bush was running against Clinton, our mail-in ballots were sent to us from our states. Well, a month or so after the election, everybody got their ballots sent back to them unopened. It said failure to provide proper postage.
Oh, wow.
However, when you mail from an Army post office an APO address,
you don't need postage,
one
right?
Of the perks of the military, you don't pay.
Right.
And so basically the post office held all our mail-in ballots and then sent them back. And we all know why that is.
So that was in 1992 then?
Yeah.
Yeah. What? My gosh. That is amazing.
Did that happen? Do you know if that happened all throughout the military, or was that unique to you guys right there at that base?
I know it happened in several units in Korea.
Wow.
We were all stationed at Camp Casey at the time.
I mean, that's criminal. It's just a criminal offense.
Yep.
It's election fraud. Appreciate it. Thanks, Dave. God, it's hard to believe that kind of stuff. And that's 32 years ago.
Yeah.
So how much more do they have this system down now?
Oh, no kidding. In
Come
fact,
on.
let's play this clip real quick if you like. The goes along with what we're talking about here. The Marco Rubio clip. I've lost my show sheet here, but 13. Thank you, Chris. Cruz, play clip 13. If you want to talk about
in the state of Michigan, we know now, and this is not me making it up. I can't believe it hasn't received more coverage. A Chinese national registered to vote and voted, and now he's being charged for doing that. But guess what? His ballot's going to count. We know at least one non-citizen's ballot is going to count in Michigan because they don't know which ballot is and they can't retrieve it. These are facts. Now, whether that's widespread or not, I hope not. But these are things that are happening and they need to be watched at. As far as foreign adversaries, sure. I mean, Iran wants to kill Donald Trump. Iran, this has been fully documented. They are trying to kill Donald Trump. You talk about violent rhetoric. He's the only candidate in this race, and not because I wish this on anybody else, who's had not one but two assassination attempts against his life.
Right.
So, of course, we're all concerned about it.
Right. In terms of the case you talked about in Michigan, we have tracked that. The Secretary of State of that state has actually brought charges, has made that public. That individual may actually be deported. May actually be deported because there are laws in this country that punish people when they are illegal and they try to vote in federal elections. That
pause it for a second. There's a couple of problems with that. Yes, but the vote still counts.
Yep.
The other thing is, I just forgot what the other thing is. Dang it!
That we have no control over our
Monday
borders
syndrome.
or immigrants, and they're now participating in our elections.
Yeah, but the prosecution is well underway for...
Yeah, but the vote's gonna count, woman!
And here's the other thing. He turned himself in. He's the one who discovered it. Not an election official, not a state elected official. He called them and said, hey, I shouldn't have voted. Can I have my ballot back? And they're like, no, there's no way to do that. And so why do you want your ballot back? And he said, well, I shouldn't have voted. I'm illegally. I'm not a citizen. And that's why they found him. They didn't find him because somebody was looking for fraud in the election.
It's just
so it shows you what kind of issue this is.
Think of this. We say, let's just do paper ballots. Let's do paper ballots, right?
Yeah.
This would be maybe the one instance where you would want electronic voting, because then you could take this illegal guy's ballot that would be scanned and connected to a number. He shows up, says, my bad, I shouldn't have voted. And they go,
you don't have his name, but you've got the number.
Right, and you've got it scanned
and through the
in.
number, you actually do have his name. So you could...
If ever you would use the computers to root out fraud, it would be this one.
Incredible.
I mean, we are incredible. Just so dumb.
Let's go to Stephen in Michigan. Hey, Stephen, you're on the Blaze. Welcome.
Hey, guys. That SNL skit, to me, just as the crowd is giving her more and more applause, it was like the grin on one of those evil clowns. Just, you can see the demon crawling out of her teeth. And
very fair. Completely fair.
for the next 36 hours, I just hope that everybody does a side-by-side of a killer clown from space and her grin. I think that was it. We saw the sacrifice.
Yep. Thanks, Stephen. You know, it's really reminiscent of that horror movie, Smile. That's what it reminds me of. Oh, she's creepy. She's just creepy. Jessica in Connecticut, welcome.
Hi.
Hi. Turn down your radio if you would, so that it'll mesh up otherwise, because we're on delay there.
I know why you scream.
What was that?
I know why you scream.
Okay. Why?
Because
We don't want
they
drunks
have
on the
been lying to everybody.
Because we don't want
On the news, on CBS, ABC, NBC.
Yep.
All of them. They're all lying.
You nailed it, Jessica.
She's good.
Thanks a lot.
She's good.
Yeah.
Jessica, what time did you start?
Hitting the
this morning?
sauce just a little early, maybe? I don't know. Or maybe just sleepy, you know?
Oh, yeah.
From a night of insomnia.
Yeah,
that could be.
That's what I got.
Right?
I got
Just
an
sleepy.
extra hour of insomnia Saturday night. I was so happy for that. Frickin'. Did you take advantage of the extra hour?
Kind of. I woke up at 2 a.m, and when I walked out into the kitchen, that's not connected. You know, the stove is not connected to the internet, so it said 3 something, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's it's an extra hour.
So wait a minute, you didn't plan ahead? Pat Gray didn't plan ahead?
I did not plan ahead.
And didn't set his clocks
completely
back?
forgot. And we talked about it on the air, on this show, and I think on yours. And still forgot. So yeah, but I did stay awake for the next 2.5 hours before I could go back to sleep. So that was fun. That was fun. 888-900-3393. We'll introduce you to Peanut the Squirrel coming up.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Wow. Tomorrow is Election Day. But they keep telling us, hey, don't expect any results on election night, though, because this is only 2024. We can't do that now. Maybe someday, you know, in the year 5000 or something, you could count them all like you did back in the 70s and have the results by 11 o'clock at night.
You know, the things that we as a collective society tolerate.
I know.
In this country.
I know.
Is maddening.
It's insane.
And that is only one of so many examples we can go through.
That's true.
What did we do? What was this clearinghouse for sound effects segment?
It's true. Was that Michael Jackson?
No, that was that chick that talks to trees.
Oh, okay, right.
Since what was the hand motion she did and stuff, and then
That's true.
She did this. And
that almost sounds like Michael Jackson's. That's true. That's true. Of course. Do you know any other 45-year-old man who sleeps in the same bed with 12-year-old children who are not related to him? Of course. Of course.
Holy crap!
Really?
I do miss the simpler times when
that was
Michael
the big
Jackson
issue.
was.
I know,
the
right?
Topic du jour.
I'd rather talk about that than a lot of the stuff that we're talking about now, because it just involved one person at least. All right. Let me tell you about Patriot Mobile. Americans are tired and frustrated by a stalling economy, inflation, endless war, a relentless assault on our values. Thankfully, though, there are companies like Patriot Mobile that still believe in America and in our Constitution. That's why we love to partner with Patriot Mobile. They're on the front lines fighting for the First and Second Amendments, sanctity of life, and our military and first responder heroes. Take a stand for conservative causes and put America first by switching to Patriot Mobile today. You don't have to sacrifice quality because you get the same nationwide coverage as the big providers. Patriot Mobile operates across all 3 major networks. Plus, they back their service up with a coverage guarantee. They have 100% U.S.-based customer service, and they'll find the best plan for you and your needs. That you can keep your number, you can keep your phone, or you could upgrade both. Whatever you want to do, go to patriotmobile.com/Pat. They'll work it out with you. Or you can call 972-PATRIOT right now. Get a free month when you use the offer code PAT. Don't get fooled by other providers pretending to share your values or have the same coverage. They don't and they can't. Join me by switching to America's only Christian conservative mobile provider, Patriot Mobile. Go to patriotmobile.com/Pat or call 972-PATRIOT for your free month of service today.
Pat Gray Unleashed now continues.
All right, Peanut the Squirrel. What's the deal? Peanut the stinking squirrel.
Yeah.
Does this video pretty much explain the whole thing?
Well, just play this Peanut the Squirrel video here. I think we had to take the music out of it, but yeah. See, he's an internet sensation, Pat, and
Peanut right there.
Peanut, yep. And look, he just comes home and
isn't it?
He's the first squirrel ever to get 1 million followers on TikTok.
That's awesome.
The first squirrel ever to get 1 million. And no other squirrel on this planet has 1 million TikTok followers.
You say it
Are
like
you sure?
don't believe that.
That's hard to believe.
So Peanut he was so awesome, and this couple would use his celebrity to draw attention to their rescue farm for animals. How many animals did they end up having, Chris? Do you remember?
Would have a whole farm.
Yeah,
356 acres, I believe.
Oh my gosh!
Now, see, if Joe Biden was around this guy, he'd be squeezing his biceps right now. And
good looking out because that guy is pretty ripped.
Yeah, he is.
So I guess the fame of the squirrel ended up hurting him ultimately. I don't know that we know all the details yet of who complained, but someone filed a complaint to the state of New York authorities
about Peanut the Squirrel?
Yeah, because look, how can you have a squirrel and a raccoon? Fred the raccoon, R.I.P. to you as well, sir. How can you have them living indoors? And the backstory on Peanut is that Peanut's mom was hit and killed by a car. So this guy, Mr. Longo, he took him in, rescued and tried to rehabilitate him, send him back out in the wild. And Peanut, and by the way, Fury and Energy, a listener, a Pathead to this program here, is going through the same thing with the baby. Oh wait, I better not say that out loud because authorities might come down on him. But he's tried to go on, little guy, and nope,
they're attached.
So. The authorities showed up, and then this heartbreaking interview with TMZ will tell the story here, what happened.
We just learned that they have euthanized Peanut.
And the raccoon as well.
And the raccoon as well. I am so sorry. This must be really difficult for you.
It not only tears my family apart, but Peanut was the cornerstone of our nonprofit animal rescue. And 10 to 12 DEC officers raided my house as if I was a drug dealer. I was sat outside my house for 5 hours.
5 hours.
I had to get a police escort to my bathroom. I wasn't even allowed to feed my rescue horses breakfast or lunch. I was sat there like a criminal. After they interrogated my wife to check out her immigration status, then proceeded to ask me if I had cameras in my house. Then proceeded to go through every cabinet, nook, and cranny of my house for a squirrel and a raccoon.
Where's his wife from? Do we know? Is she from another country?
I don't know. I think Germany. I forget. I don't know.
So, what happened here to bring down 12 agents on them at their house to get a squirrel?
Government tyranny is your answer.
Oh my gosh, that's unreal.
It's a bunch of thugs who hide behind government titles and badges.
That's crazy.
And
that's
think
nuts.
that they're superior to you.
Yeah.
And
because they are. They're the elites, Keith. That's why. So
there's more.
Only they can have squirrels. Let's see the rest.
Okay. Search warrant?
They got a search warrant. 4 departments and a judge signed off on a search warrant for a squirrel and a raccoon.
Unreal.
And then they took them and killed them.
Why did they go through all that to get a search warrant for an animal that had been with you very safely and the world witnessed this for 7 years. Why now suddenly did they show up with their search warrant and take these animals?
We haven't a clue. We don't know who made the complaints. Again, Peanut was an indoor squirrel, not harming anybody. He's been with us for 7 years. Not a single complaint was ever filed for this animal. We had him for 7.5 years. He became the world's most famous squirrel. We weren't hiding him by any means. He was all over TikTok. He became the first squirrel on TikTok to ever hit 1 million followers. He did every news station around the world. He's helped people. He's helped kids gather joy. And then we started a nonprofit animal rescue called Peanut's Freedom Farm to help animals like Peanut fight a good fight when they're in a neglected case or they're sitting in a slaughter auction. And he was the cornerstone of our life and our organization. We used his platform to help raise money for the 300 animals we have at our sanctuary.
Wow. Jeez.
It
doesn't make any sense.
If it takes the death of a squirrel to wake people up to government tyranny, then maybe some sort of greater good can somehow, in some twisted way, come out of this. But it's time to wake up. That is just one example of governments in their overreach, and it's shameful that it took a death of a squirrel,
sad,
and a raccoon. Let's not forget Fred. I keep leaving Fred out of this. Sorry. Hopefully, people will wake up now to government overreach. That's insanity.
I didn't even know squirrels lived for 7 years. Wow. How long do they live? Any idea?
It depends. I actually Googled this over the weekend. It depends on the kind of squirrel Peanut was.
Okay.
But some of them get into double-digit years. Yeah. And, of course, New York's got everything. See, that's the thing about New York. They've got everything taken care of there, and that state is run just so perfectly.
Well, that's right.
That you have...
You're down to squirrels.
Right. Now you can go in and root out squirrels because you don't have illegal aliens running rampant and destroying your cities and towns and your governments.
Nuts. That's just crazy.
It is, and it's just sad. Like I said, if this is what it takes to wake people up, then so be it. But it just madness. And do we have the picture of the lady that runs the office that apparently there she is?
Oh my gosh.
What's that uniform look like? What's that? What is that? Oh my gosh. What do you mean?
Does that look Nazi-like or what?
Whoa! What a stretch. It's not like she's actually doing stuff that Nazis would do. Karen Prisklek. Anyway, there she is. And of course, in the company Slack over the weekend, we had lots of Peanut-themed memes that I think we should go through here.
Yeah.
We get that's beautiful. Beautiful. What else we got up here? What else we got there?
Oh, Harambe.
Harambe greeted Peanut.
Harambe. That gives you a little hope.
John Wick. What? They did what to Peanut? That's epic. And then what's the last? Right there. That's for the old timers like you and me, Pat.
The Elian Gonzalez. Oh, jeez.
There you go.
That's really good.
It sure is. But honestly,
but really sad. Very, very
use
sad.
this opportunity to educate your friends and family of governments going after, people too.
Yeah.
We could talk to them about Ruby Ridge or women and children burning to death in Waco.
It's insane.
Or the killing of a sitting president in 1963. Use this as an opportunity.
All right. Let me tell you about Beam Organics. Because if you struggle with sleep like I do from time to time, this is something that's going to change your life. I mean, it's so important to get good rest every night. You're more focused. You're less irritable. You've got energy levels that you can, carry out your daily tasks without falling asleep. Maybe you've gone through a lot of sleep aids that a lot of times leave me groggy. You wake up in the morning and you can't get going. Well, now there's Beam's Dream Powder. It's a real game changer. It's a science-backed, healthy hot cocoa specifically for sleep, and it will transform your bedtime routine. Dream's flavors are not only delicious, but they're also guilt-free because they just have 15 calories per serving, 0 grams of sugar. My favorite flavor, the sea salt caramel. Decadent, and it helps you sleep, even more importantly. But they've also got brownie batter, vanilla chai, and the original cinnamon cocoa, all of which make winding down much easier and much better. Sleep has never tasted better. Dream Powder uses all natural ingredients, reishi, melatonin, magnesium, and it helps you fall asleep faster, stay asleep longer without next day grogginess. Just in time for the holidays, you can access their biggest Cyber Monday sale of the year early and get up to 50% off right now at shopbeam.com/Pat. That's shop, BEAM, shopbeam.com/Pat. Enter the promo code Pat at checkout.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Warning. You may like John Fetterman even more after watching these clips.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on with Joe Rogan.
It's quite possible. He was on with Rogan, and they discussed dress codes, among other things.
Are you the only guy that figured out that you don't have to wear suits when you're a senator?
Yeah, no, it's. I'm sorry, what was that?
I said, are you the only guy that figured out that you don't have to wear suits as a senator?
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. I know it seems strange, but it's like, I mean, I'm a bigger guy, and I can't afford custom anyway. And I'm claustrophobic, and I hate them being in that kind of. And I've always dressed like
I'm with you, man.
And and I know, and then that whole thing kind of got away of us. People assumed that there was a dress code issue there,
Yeah.
and I'm like, no, I wasn't behind that. But of course, everybody pointed at the dude that dresses like a slob, and then the whole nation just had like a meltdown, like, oh my God, the Senate's on fire because I dress like a slob. But my life is just much better in D.C. that unless that I'm going to be on the floor, that I'm not going to be. You're never going to see me in a suit, and I think that's a more authentic kind of way that I live. And I don't judge anybody on how they dress or those things. I just dress this way. And there's also practical issues as well too. Like I have chopstick legs and I have no ass and I can't keep pants up. and hoodies. It's like I don't have to iron that.
I just love it.
Has there been a better explanation for why you dress like a slob in the Senate? I mean, we've criticized him for that multiple times.
I'm so in.
But he kind of changed my mind.
Yes.
I got chopstick legs. I got no ass. I can't keep these pants on me.
And he's right about the hoodies.
And there are better things to worry about, right? There's other things that are more important. But, I mean, when foreign dignitaries are there or... You know, maybe you do
wear a suit
put
on the floor, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Go give a speech, and then you could take it right. Yeah.
But here they are talking about politicians who own stocks.
Certain members of the government that have jobs that pay $150,000, $170,000 a year, but somehow or another acquire hundreds of millions of dollars over the course of their career, usually through some kind of insider trading.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, I don't own any of those stocks or anything, and definitely, like if you have any kinds of impact or you know that there's something coming,
yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's like you need.
How is that legal?
We should have the kind of legislation to make sure that you're not, like, if you are on Congress, you shouldn't have any kinds of stocks because you are going to be passing kinds of laws, et cetera, that, you have to separate that. They really shouldn't be a part of that kinds of a thing.
Okay.
Common sense.
Yeah. I mean...
Common sense, but you'll never get Congress to... Mm-hmm. I mean, again, this goes back to what I just said. The things we tolerate in this nation.
Mm-hmm.
We tolerate Congress
having insider trading.
Why?
It's illegal for everybody else.
Right.
Somehow it's okay for Congress.
And you can make a list of
it's not right.
4 or
it's
5 dozen things to go and protest.
Yeah.
That would be on that list for sure.
Then they discussed immigration.
Down because Trump he declared that's a bad deal after it was negotiated with the other side.
But didn't that deal also involve amnesty, and didn't that deal also involve a significant number of illegal aliens being allowed into the country every year? I think it was 2 million people. So it was still the same sort of situation, and their fear is exactly what I talked about, that these people will be moved to swing states, and that will be used to essentially rig those states and turn them blue forever.
Well, I'm not really sure if that's what's in play. I think it's really like it's important that we have to have an honest conversation.
But doesn't that seem logical, though? If you have a significant number of people that are being moved into swing states that have come across the border illegally, and then you've provided them with all these services, you provided them with food stamps, EBT, you've provided them with housing. You could, if you gave those people amnesty and allowed those people to vote, and it was very organized, you're talking about 75,000 votes over a few counties that switched everything over to the Republicans. You could see how you import 10 million people over the course of 4 years illegally, and then move a significant number of them to swing states, and then provide them with all these services, and then give them a path to citizenship. You could essentially rig those states.
Undeniably, immigration is changing our nation. I mean, I haven't spent a lot of time in Texas, but it's very clear that immigration has remade Texas, and I think it's generally for a good.
Ooh, good thing.
Oh, is that what he meant though? I don't know. Yeah, maybe got confused there at the end.
What would lead you to believe that John Fetterman would ever get confused about anything?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's going way out on a limb there.
If Fetterman wants to visit Texas, I'm more than happy to show him around. Wait, no, I would. That was hasty.
But like, where would he? How would he get here? Any idea how he?
No,
because what freeway would you take?
Really like the 95. 95.
Okay, I don't think that'll get you here, but
well, I mean, you could
try it. You could try it,
and then
see where that gets you.
Maybe take it south and then hook
Probably,
up with
you could
20 or something.
And then you maybe pick up 10, 10, 10, and you could you could drive across from Florida, because if you take 95, 95, it'll take you to Florida, and then you pick up 10.
Okay, I got it. We
10,
got it.
10.
Okay. Well, I just want him to get here. I don't care how he gets here. No, okay. So, do we have time here for Lily Tang? Because New Hampshire hasn't cast one vote yet.
Yeah.
And so she is the Republican running for Congress there in New Hampshire.
Against Maggie Goodlander.
So when I looked this up, I had no idea who Maggie Goodlander was. And as I Googled Maggie Goodlander, because I wanted to see, is she an incumbent, I mean, what are the chances of an incumbent losing? She's not. It's an open seat, apparently. I don't know.
Somebody must have retired.
Married to Jake Sullivan in our State Department. Are you kidding me? That Jake Sullivan is the husband
of Maggie Goodlander?
Yeah, who is running against Lily Tang, and Lily Tang takes her to the woodshed at a debate over the weekend.
Nice.
And hope for the best. Hope that the results will trickle down to hardworking people. I take a very different approach. I believe that the middle class deserves a tax cut, and I believe that we will do a lot for this country by ensuring that we don't continue this disastrous tax policy.
Ms. Williams.
You are wealthy. You are worth $20 million to $30 million. How do you know about regular people suffering? Do you go shopping, go to Walmart, buy food? I talk to those people. And you pretend to be renter in Nashua a few months ago, moved back to run for this open seat with millions of dollars from Washington, D.C. insiders. And the millions of dollars. I don't have money to run a TV ad. And you pretend you are poor, complain rent is so high. You couldn't save that apartment for other people to rent in Nashua. Just go back to your $2 million home in Portsmouth. Please don't say that, because you do not understand regular people's concern. People cry in my arms on this issue.
Wow.
So that got her a lot of notoriety over the weekend. In fact, I know RFK's come out and endorsed her.
Wow.
Yeah. And then
took her to the woodshed.
Yeah. So what did she say? She said, you're worth $20 to $30 million. Yeah. I mean, just looking up Maggie Goodlander and Jake Sullivan's net worth, it's right there in the ballpark of $20 to $30 million. I love that. She's like,
where'd they get it? Again, a public servant who's worth $30 million. Maybe it's her company. Maybe it's her business.
Oh, maybe so. Well,
I don't know.
We don't want to begrudge anyone
because I
making.
don't know much about Maggie Goodlander.
No, but I do know because I learned from Lily Tang there that Maggie rented an apartment there in Nashua just to run for that open seat. Did you catch that part? She's like, why don't you go back to your mansion in wherever the hell it is? Portsmouth, thank you. So I don't know. Good luck, New Hampshire. You haven't cast one vote yet, and New Hampshire. go for Trump. Give him 4 electoral votes. That would be awesome.
Sure would.
And go for Lily Tang.
Sure would. Wow. Interesting.
Yeah, very, very.
All right. Let's go to Andy in Texas. Hey, Andy, you're on the Blaze. Welcome.
Hey, guys. I was just calling in. I'm a volunteer election clerk here in Texas. Mm-hmm. And Keith talking a while ago about, going back in and getting that guy's ballot out.
Yeah.
Once you make a ballot, it's anonymous, and it should be. There's no way, because I don't want to be able to pull out a ballot and say, okay,
that's
look
fair.
Who they voted for.
Right.
So
yeah, that's a good point.
It's got to be anonymous after that.
So the number does not connect you to your vote at all? The number that they give you to go and vote and put into the machine, that doesn't stay permanently?
Yeah, the ID number on the paper ballot is new in Texas this year.
Yeah.
And when they told us about it in the class, everybody was like, what's the purpose of that? That makes no purpose. It's in law. So we have to put it on there, but it's not traceable at all.
Okay, but I've got a thought, Andy. What about in cases like this? Or just if I want to know and go online and make sure that my vote was correctly recorded, I should have access to the receipt, type in that number on some state website and go, okay, there's my vote for Trump, there's my vote for Cruz. Cool. It's you see what I'm saying?
In 10 seconds?
And who else could?
What's that?
But then who else could? No.
I'll keep the receipt. I'll keep that.
All right. Well, we'll have to work on this on Election Day. And we've got overtime coming up. See you then.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.